Hey, this is take 2 this afternoon for Child-Free Choice Conversations. It's Tanya Williams here, author of A Child-Free Happily Ever After. And welcome wherever you are in the world. So I am very lucky this afternoon to be talking to a fabulous and amazing lady by the name of Tracey Mathers. Now, I have known Tracey for a number of years. I have a lot of respect and admiration for Tracey as a woman, as a person, and as a business person. She's done some amazing things, and I'm sure you guys are really going to love hearing her story as well this afternoon, because she's pretty talented and she's pretty damn amazing, if I do say so myself. So while I wait for Trace to come through, just wanted to remind you about the event that we've got on the 17th of September, which is happening at New Farms Bowls Club here in Brisbane. Now, it's for anyone who wants to come along and participate in the conversation that we're going to be having. We've got a panel of speakers that are going to share their stories, and we have it's for child-free women or women who are unsure if they want to have children or not, or if you've got kids, you're more than welcome, but it will be a child-free event. And come along and participate and hear the stories, and certainly share with friends, co-workers, nieces, nephews, children, if your older children, if you've got them there, trying to figure out what it is that they want for their life. Because at the end of the day, I'm a big advocate of the C word, which is all about choice and doing what is right for you as a person. I think that's really important. We only have one life to live, and it's important that we do the right thing for us in our own lives. So we've had a few little technical issues this afternoon, so hopefully we'll be able to get those sorted for you, so we can talk to Tracey and hear her unique story that she is going to share with us. And Tracey has a beautiful fur baby, just like me, and her name Brandy. And Brandy's so gorgeous. I love seeing photos of Brandy out on the boat and out with Tracey. She's out doing her thing as a fabulous child-free woman here in Brisbane. So we're just going to wait for Tracey to come on. While she is, if you are interested in talking to me at any stage and you want to be interviewed on Child-Free Choice Conversations, I'm always looking for people to talk to, and I love getting different perspectives and different stories. So far, we've had some really fabulous women come on and talk and just share their story. Everyone is different, everyone's circumstances are different, and I think it's really important that we are all respectful of each other's choices as well. If you do want to do that, then please reach out to me. Probably the easiest way is by Facebook message. I think my email address is on the Facebook page as well. Please let me know. And we'd love to see you at the event on the 17th of September. Now, are you around, Trace? She might be having difficulties on her end as well. This happens from time to time, unfortunately. That's one of the joys of technology, right? We have to roll with it and make it work as best we can. Hey, Sasha, good that you could come back and join in the conversation. I love to see. And Sasha, your artwork is absolutely amazing. You're so talented. If there are any other topics that you want me to share or write about as well when it comes to this, please also let me know. I've got a new website in development. There's going to be an online community for women to come, and obviously I want it to be a very supportive and respectful community for women to come and do that. My pleasure, Sasha. Please let me know if there are any particular topics that you do want to hear about, because I'm going to be doing more blogging on there. We'll be doing more video content on there, and certainly having a lot more of these conversations as well. So please reach out to me if there's something in particular, or you've got a really unique circumstance or a story that you want to be able to hear. Now, Trace is back. We're going to try again and see if we have any luck this time. Yes, add Tracey. I can see you watching, Trace. And it's saying that it's adding, but it's not adding. What is going on, Facebook? I might have to give Mr. Zuckerberg a call, shall I? Okay, we're not having any luck this afternoon. I'm not sure why this is not not working for us. Okay. Just close this. Okay. Go. No, we've lost Tracy again. Okay, we're not having much luck. We might need to do the interview offline and then share it with you guys after we've uploaded the video. So apologies for that. Really sorry. I mean, unfortunately, that's the joy of technology. Sometimes these things just don't work as we need them. To. There's obviously some sort of an issue. Tracy's back on, but let's just try for a third time. Tracy's friends will be able to see this video. Yep, add. We'll try a third time, Trace, and see if it works. Maybe this is a Facebook glitch this afternoon. If we can't get it to work, that's fine. We will just do it offline and share it with everyone after. Guest declined. Okay. Let's just try this again. Trace, bring Tracy on camera.
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, hey!
I'm so sorry. Nothing was coming up the way it was meant to. I'm so sorry. We're all good though.
I'm so excited.
I'm here. I'm here.
So, I love that.
I'm here and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yay! And I must say I love the shirt, Trace.
Thank you. Had to do a bit TMing at the same time. I love your pink wall behind you.
I love it. Yes, of course. It wouldn't be any other colour, right?
Nothing like a bit of branding, hey.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, look, I wasn't too worried. I mean, I knew if we didn't get on live, then we could record it and then come back to it. That's just the joys of technology. My next stop was going to be calling Mr. Zuckerberg. I'm wondering if he would have taken my call or not.
Well, can I be honest? It's probably me, because can I tell you, this is actually my first Facebook Live. I do lots of videoing, but this is actually my first Facebook Live. So it very could have been the user, not the actual technology. Okay. I've told you that I'm a little bit lacking, you know, in that area.
So
can't be good at everything, can we, Tanya?
Then. Sorry?
Can't be good at everything, can we, Tanya?
Well, this is very true, Trace. Very true. And you're talented in so many other ways.
Not sure about that, but anyway.
You are, honey. Thank you for giving up a little bit of time this afternoon and chatting to me. As you know, this is a topic that is very dear to my heart.
Absolutely.
And something that I'm very, very passionate about. You know, writing the book has been really cathartic for me and a great opportunity to really get to know other women who are child-free as well, that I actually didn't know were child-free by choice, because it's not one of those things that you just go around and randomly ask people, right? Like you just, you know, people have their own circumstances and their own stories.
Although some people do.
So let's, well, yes, this is true. This is true. I'd love to start, Tracy, by getting you to share your story. So I've sort of mentioned beforehand how fabulous you are. I've always been I've had a lot of admiration and respect for you always, from a business point of view, from a female point of view, but just because you're such a great person and you do so much for other people, and that's such a credit to you. And I'm really honoured to call you my friend and to know you, because I just think you do so many amazing things. But I'd love, you know, for people who don't know your story, to know a bit more about you and your decisions not to have children and why that is, and just to share a bit of that background with everyone. That'd be a fabulous place to start.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you for such kind words. That's beautiful. I do call you a very dear friend. You're beautiful. So my decision with children was sort of something that, you know, people that may not believe this, but I opened my business, my shoe retailing business, when I was 24 years of age. And I was so excited. You know, I remember my earliest memories on wanting to have my own business was probably, you know, as early as 6 or 7. At some stage, I wanted to own my own business, whether it was running Mathers or whether it was to have my own shoe stores. So my focus as a young child had always been shoes and going into the family business. You know, going into the family business, you know, where a lot of girls are probably dreaming about, you know, getting married and having the fairy tale, which is fantastic. I love that. my dream was very different. My dream was about, being a powerful businesswoman and, connecting with as many people as I could. And that was where sort of my journey began. And, my decision to not have children probably was more I was so busy running my business. And, my husband and I woke up one day and I said to him, my goodness, we're both getting very old. Do you think we need to have this, having a child conversation? And he said, well, it would probably be a great idea. And, we both just sort of, I guess by that stage of our lives, I would have been probably about 37, 38, and he was in his 40s. We just both decided we absolutely loved our lifestyle. And, I guess I felt a little bit guilty because, I think as a young girl, you're always sort of, that's your natural progression is to get married and have a family. But, I just sort of realized that was not what I wanted for my life. I wanted a little bit of a more selfish life, and I'm happy to admit that. And, I had such a great lifestyle. We did a lot of travel. I loved my stores. I loved my business still at that stage. I had 6 or 7 stores. I really didn't feel that there was time to fit in having a family as well. So we made the decision that we were not going to have children.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned the word selfish, because I certainly don't think you are selfish, and I don't think anyone that makes that choice is selfish, because at the end of the day, we have to do what's best for us and for our lives. So I don't think that's a selfish thing at all. I think that's just doing simply what's best for you. So, we could say the same about someone who has kids. It's like, well, that's so selfish because you wanted children. But I think at the end of the day, no one is really selfish. It's really a personal decision. And, I don't think anyone should feel guilty for making a decision that's right for what you want. As you said, you loved your lifestyle and you shouldn't apologize for that.
No, and I think that's exactly right. And I think this is why I'm so proud of you for bringing up this topic where we can start to talk about it. I guess I use the word selfish because it's been thrown at me so often in my life, that I was selfish because I chose business over a family. I was selfish because I took that away maybe from my husband. And these are, more than often from people that don't really know us. I mean, I find it very amusing, I guess, that people can have such a judgment when they don't actually know your circumstances. They've never spoken to my husband on the topic. They've never taken the time to ask his opinion or his thoughts. They just presume that I have taken that choice, away from him because I'm selfish and I want to run a business. So,
yeah. Oh, look, I totally agree. And been, I suppose, very similar circumstances where it is that people just make these big assumptions and these big judgments and are very quick to criticize rather than actually, finding out what the situation might be. And hey, at the end of the day, one of the things that I find really interesting is when people think that you're not happy, and it's just like, you know what? Like I'm like you. I love my lifestyle. I love my life. I'm very happy. So for people to make these assumptions, because you don't have kids, you must be really sad and
absolutely,
you're not happy, and you're not, what could your life possibly be? And it's just like, wow, you really have no idea on what the other side looks like. And I've mentioned many times, and I've wrote about it in my book, that a lot of my friends have children. I'm very supportive of that. I love spending time with them and their kids. One of my best friends, I've just been in Cairns last week. She's got 4 kids, and I love it. I feel like that rock star auntie. I can go and get that fix, and then I can go, right, I've had my time, and that's enough. So I think you're very much the same. I know I saw some photos posted on your Facebook page, I think this week, where you were spending some time with some little bubbers and so forth. So tell me more about that. I suppose where kids fit for you in your life.
Absolutely. Can I just share one story with you, just going back, because I didn't want to interrupt you. Actually, I'm just going to shut this thing for a minute.
You're right.
Sorry, I told you I haven't done Facebook Live. I didn't realise you got a shut window so that people can see you. I just want to share this with you. I had the most amazing mother. She was just the most grounded, sensible, incredible woman. And I feel so blessed to have had her as my mother to lead me into the life that I now have. And I remember sitting down and having this discussion with her one day. And I said, Mum, am I making the wrong decision by not having children? And, you know, there's no one that knows you better. When you've got a close relationship with your mother, there's nobody that knows you better. And she said to me, sweetheart, I'm going to be really honest with you. She said, did you know that when you have a baby, it's more than just dressing them up in pretty clothes and buying them beautiful pink outfits or blue outfits, that you've actually got to feed them. It's a constant, it's, you know, really, it's actually really hard work. She said, I honestly believe you're in love with the whole idea of, you know, because I love fashion and I love dressing, you know, people up and that sort of thing. She said, you know, I honestly believe that you're having a child for the wrong reasons, not for the right reasons. And she said, I think you need to think long and hard, because this is a life commitment. It's not even just getting them to 15 or 16 or 17 or whenever they leave home. This is a life commitment, and it's a big decision to make. And she said, so I honestly believe that you are living in, you know, a little bit of a fairy tale by thinking that you are doing the wrong thing. I think that you've made the right choice for your personality and for who you are and for what you want to achieve in your life.
Wow, that's amazing that she had that conversation with you, because I mean, I think so many women get from their mothers, oh, but you have to have kids, I want to be a grandmother, and so forth, which, you know, we can, I suppose, consider quite selfish. But the fact that she was so honest and selfless with you and saying you've got to do what's right for you and consider, because it is, I mean, it's a massive commitment. And I think a lot of the time, a lot of women don't see what actually, like, how much work it is and what goes on behind the scenes of being a mum as well. And
Absolutely.
It's something I think needs to be spoken about a bit more, because I hear this from so many women. They went, oh, you know, even women that I've interviewed for the book that actually had regretted their choice and went, I wish someone had told me what it was really like. You know, it's a big one. It's a big decision.
Yeah, most definitely. But getting back to your question that you asked me, I have so many amazing, beautiful little people in my life, and I feel completely blessed. So I have two older sisters. I have my sister Joanne, who has two beautiful girls, and I have my sister Kim, who had two beautiful girls and two great boys, and she now has three beautiful grandchildren and another one on the way. And I'm just so blessed because they have I guess I've been a major part of their life. And to be really honest, they've said to me along the way, oh, Auntie, we are so happy you never had children, because we wouldn't have had the things that you've given us in life, your time, your effort, your energy that you've put into us. We would have never have had that. We would have never been blessed with that had had your own children. So we know we're being a little bit selfish, but we're really glad you never had kids. So, you know, being able to spend that time with those little ones and being able to, and I've got so many girlfriends that I have had, you know, major life-changing experiences with their children. You know, I've had girlfriends who I've actually been able to sit down and, you know, because I have continued educating myself like I have over the years, you know, I've really been able to make a difference to these kids when they're at crossroads in their life or they're going through difficult times and they haven't necessarily wanted to talk to their parents or they haven't been able to talk to their parents. And I feel really blessed and special to have been able to share that with those, you know, gorgeous kids. And I'm just so lucky that all my friends have really, you know, just included me and made me feel a part of their lives and their kids' lives and that sort of thing. So, you know, I don't really feel like I've missed out. You know, through life, I guess one of the big things for me was old age. You know, I always used to think, gee, who's going to look after me in my old age? You know, that's probably one of the main things that I was looking at with children. And that's a terrible thing to think of, because, you know, there's no way I would ever encourage my child to stay here to look after me now that I know how life works anyway. You know, if they wanted to travel the world, if they wanted to work overseas, if they met somebody overseas, I would never stop them from having the life that they want. So, you know, there's no guarantees in life that you would have had your child here with you all the time anyway. So, so I've got lots of little gorgeous people in my life, and you know, I'm completely blessed there, and you know, I can wave bye-bye and say goodbye. I don't have to change dirty nappies if I don't want to, but if I want to, I can, and I get to dress them and buy them all these beautiful clothes and things. So I'm still fulfilling all my dreams without owning them. Yeah,
you get all the good parts.
Absolutely, I get all the good parts. Yeah.
It's I feel the same way. It's great to get that fix and spend time with them, and I love the same sort of thing. Being able to give them advice and for them to be able to come to you You know, I know I didn't want to always go to my mother for stuff, and a lot of time I didn't. I'd prefer to speak to somebody else because it was just, you know, you go, I didn't want to tell mum that. But yeah, it's great to have that, and that certainly adds a lot of value to kids to have, you know, I call ourselves rock star aunties that can give that to them and be able to do things that exactly that. If you had your own children, you would never have had the time, money, or resources to be able to do that, probably.
No, absolutely. And look, I just think that, you know, the one thing I do want to say is that, you know, I think there's a misconception out there that people that don't have children don't actually like children. I love children. I think they're the most amazing people on the planet. And I also have so much admiration for mothers. You know, like when I looked at my sister and everything, and I would hear her sometimes say, when someone would say, what do you do? Oh, I'm just a mother. I'm just a stay-at-home mother. Hello, it's one of the most important jobs in the world. You are creating our future. You are instilling values and thoughts and wonderful things into our future. You are amazing people. So, you know, just as much as I respect you, I just want the respect back that I made a choice that was right for me. It's just a no judgment, as you've said all along, Tanya.
Yeah, and it should be. It should just be whatever your choice is, I'm here to support you regardless of what that is. Can I ask, Trace, I want to sort of talk more about, I suppose, from a career and a business perspective as well. Now, obviously you've had, you know, an amazing career with, you know, owning the shoe stores, working with your dad for all those years, and now, you know, off doing your own thing and kicking some great goals. How do you think being child-free has impacted that in either a positive or a negative way? Do you think that perhaps if you had children, you wouldn't be in the same position that you are now? Like, I'd like to I suppose, dive into that a little bit more and find out, I suppose, your thoughts or how you feel about that.
Do you know, I really don't have an answer for that, because I think that, you know, unless you've had children and you're having to work and you're having to juggle all those balls, I just don't think you know how difficult or how much planning and everything that it takes. So I wouldn't even presume to know whether I would be in the same position I am today, whether I had children or not, because I just have got no understanding, I guess, of just how much work is actually involved. So whether I would have been able to juggle it or not, you know, I just really don't know. It's one of those things that I guess it's just it's crystal ball stuff as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I could answer it with guessing. You know, I think that probably I would have had to make the choice of whether I had somebody else looking after my children, so that I could actually continue my career. I don't think I could have done as much as what I've done if I didn't have, if I wasn't able to have, you know, live-in help or something like that. No, definitely not. But I mean, God, I see some women out there. I work with women every day in my mentoring business, and I'm just blown away with how much they fit into their lives. They're just superheroes.
I've got friends that are the same. You think, wow, how do you do all this?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Hard enough getting me out the door of a morning, let alone me and two kids.
Yeah, absolutely, just incredible. I have enough trouble with my fur baby, just getting her organised in the morning before I get out. Do as you're told and do it on time. And can you keep to a schedule, please? I need a schedule.
So have you found throughout that, I suppose, that business career then, that or has there been times where you've gotten judgment from people that you've worked with, or perhaps even men that you've been doing business with who have made comments or have looked at you in a certain way, thinking that, oh, you know, she's not a mother and all that sort of stuff? Can you recall any circumstances where something has happened that's really sort of upset you, I suppose?
Yeah, for sure. I actually had a guy once call me a hard ass, and he said, that's probably because you don't have children. And I said, no, mate, it's just because I've learned not to take bullshit from people like you. It's got nothing to do with not having kids. It's just that I call bullshit on what you're saying. So, you know, I think that I've had so much judgment. But, you know, at first it actually used to really bother me, but I actually couldn't. I just don't care. I really, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I just don't care anymore because, you know, I've got so many amazing, supportive, incredible people in my life. And, you know, what people that haven't taken the time to get to know me or understand my story, even ask my story, and they want to, you know, have an opinion, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I know I've had friends that have that have, you know, are probably, you know, what I call no longer friends, who have been quite judgmental and yeah, had their own very strong opinions about my life and my choices. And I've always been back to them, well, you know, I never judged your decisions, so why can't you not judge mine and just let me be me and let me be happy? And it, you know, it is upsetting when that happens, but I'm like you. I think it's really important to surround yourself with really positive, supportive, amazing women who are going to lift you up, and be there for you, whatever you need in life. And I think that's true of everything, really.
Yeah, most definitely. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that, you know, that's why your
Yeah,
friendships change so much from, you know, your different
yeah,
eras of your life, you know, because, you know, often, you know, I found my younger friends originally who then went on to have children, you know, they ended up with, you know, friends in mothers groups and all that sort of thing. So they went down a different path. They sort of traveled a different path, and that was
yeah,
totally fine. Do you know what I mean? You just move on to different sort of people in your life at different times. And you know, I'm
yeah,
100% with you. I just think that, you know, we all, and, you know, it goes with everything in life, doesn't it? You know, we just all deserve to be able to do
yeah,
what is right for us, as long as we're not hurting other people, as long as we're good people, as long as we're still supportive and, you know, amazing human beings. Why judge us?
yeah, exactly. And I used to say, I get dumbfounded, I suppose, when people get so upset about a decision that I've made. I'll go, hang on, like, how does my choice impact you? I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure how that works and why you're getting so damn upset about it. Like, that to me is just blows my mind away. You know, that someone that it has absolutely no impact on can get so upset about a choice that I'm making for me. And you know, it's the same for you. It's just that just to me is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And I think, look, secretly, I mean, sometimes my girlfriends say to me, you know, secretly, I'm actually really jealous of your life. And I know that they don't actually mean that, because
Yeah,
they would not change or swap for anything. I know that. But,
yeah,
you know, I think we all have times in our lives where we look at other people and we go, you know, wow, what a great life,
yeah,
what an amazing life.
yeah,
And I do it with people that have got, you know, beautiful, amazing children who are, you know, going forward and doing incredible things with their lives and making their parents so proud. You know, I look at them and I
yeah,
think, oh my God, how blessed are you to have such incredible children in your life. So, you know,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's
That's
not
true.
a jealousy thing from my point of view, but it's a you know, you're lucky, you know, you're blessed. And I hope that people can see that, you know, I've
Yeah,
done amazing things in my life and I've helped, you know, a lot of people. You don't have to have children to be a particular, you know, type of person.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I know when I like growing up and through my career and different roles and so forth, I wasn't really aware of too many women that had chosen not to have children. So I knew you know, a couple that were very vocal about, yeah, no, you know, I don't want children and so forth. I suppose as I've gotten older, you find, you know, more and more people that sort of that are in that circumstance. Did you find early on that you knew a lot of women, or you like there was a few people that you did connect with or look up to that were child free by choice, that you sort of went, okay, well, I can, you know, follow your path, so to speak, or I've got someone to talk about with this sort of stuff? Because the reason I ask is that when I was writing the book and a lot of the conversations that I'm having, so many women are saying to me, oh my God, I've felt so alone for so long, like I couldn't speak about this to anyone. So I'm interested in your experience with that.
Darling, to be really honest with you, you have created this whole thought pattern for me. I've never really given it much thought or thought about, you know, even when I've met people, I haven't really thought, oh, yay, they're child friendly or anything like that. It's not
Yeah,
something that has ever come to my thought. It's only the judgment that I've had through my life that has ever stopped me and made me think, you know, hang on a minute, you know, what's going on here? But as I said
yeah,
before, I was blessed to have a mother that used to, you know, she was my sounding board. And whenever it was something that really cut deep and hurt, I'd always go back to her and say, hey, you know what someone said to me today? You know, they said blah, blah, blah. And she'd just be like, oh, you know what? There's idiots everywhere, darling. Don't worry about it or something. She'd always make me smile, laugh, and forget about it. So,
yeah,
you know, again, Tanya, I congratulate you because, you know, this is not something I've ever really stop to think about, because, I think, as most people out there realize, I'm a very strong personality. So what other people think of me doesn't really faze me that much. I wasn't always like that, but I've certainly developed that over my life. But I see other people, and since reading your book, I've seen how it can affect and what it can do. And, good on you for bringing the conversation up like this so that we can all think about it. And you are going to help so many people out there that are struggling with the decision, or, struggling with the fact that, there's a lot of people out there that, can't have children. It's not through choice, as you write about and talk about now out in social media world. And, there's judgment even to those people. So, I think, for me, what you're doing and bringing out that conversation where we're making people aware of how much that can hurt somebody, I think it's just fantastic. So kudos to you.
Thank you. That means a lot, and it really does mean a lot when I hear from women, and I'm hearing from women all over the world that are saying the same thing. And I'm like you. I've always been a very strong, independent person, not afraid to say what I think, and I can be quite direct.
Oh, really?
Times. Yeah.
Really?
You would never have known that about me, right?
I never knew that.
But unfortunately, there are a lot of women out there that aren't like that, and that are really afraid to speak up, or they've got really strong family members with really strong opinions, and they don't know how to respond to that, or the criticism, and unfortunately, and that's, I suppose, why I've written the book and why I'm creating this community, because I want to give support to those women to say it's okay, you're not alone, this is how you can handle it. And I really want a lot of positive things to come out of it, in terms of this is how we can help you. So all of us women that have been through this before, here's a great way to respond, or here's how to make that decision about whether to have kids or not have kids. No one can make that choice for you, but here's some things that you might be able to do to come to that decision. And I think that's really what's been lacking in terms of those types of conversations. And that's why I'm doing this, and I really love that some of the emails that I get, they just about bring me to tears, because I just go, oh my God, like this, if I can impact people in a positive way, that's exactly what I want. And that's why I've written the book. So I won't take up too much more of your time, but one thing I do want to ask, if you could share, or if you have one or two tips to share with someone that is maybe not sure if they want to have kids, or they are struggling with family members or other people putting pressure on them when they know that they don't, what's a couple of things that you could share with them, or some advice that you could give them to say, hey, look, this is how I navigated, or here's what something you might be able to do?
Look, I think that one of the biggest things is do what's right for you. Make your own choices. Don't do it to impress or make your parents happy, or your sisters, or your siblings, or that's doing it for the wrong reason. Know in your own heart. We know in our own gut and our heart, if we really listen to our heart and our gut instinct, we know what is right for us and what we want. So any choice that we make in our own lives, it's up to us. It is not about other people. So, if you're finding that there's pressure from outside and all that sort of thing, you've got to find a tribe of people that will actually, number one, listen to you, and secondly, give you great advice, not their opinion, actually listen to you and give you great advice and help you, lead you along the path of making the right decision. Because, ultimately it is your decision. It's a long time that you're looking after these little beautiful people, for the rest of your lives. You've got to know that that's all you want to be able to do. Not all you want to be able to do, because obviously there's 1,000 things you do in your life, but part of, you want that to be a part of your journey and part of your life. And I think that, if you're letting other people influence your decisions, you're not staying true to yourself. So just stay true to yourself.
I love that. That's amazing. That's great advice.
Crap.
Awesome. Is there anything else, Trace, that you'd like to share with anyone that listening before we go?
Yeah, look, I think it just is, it's just the fact of I just think that people have got to make that right choice for themselves. They've got to be sure that, whatever they're doing in their lives, that it's right for them. And, just whatever you do, just have fun with it. just love it and have fun with it. And you know,
Yeah.
ask for advice and help out there as much as you possibly can. You know, I think it's so, as I said before, it's so great what you're doing, Tanya, because I think it has been a situation where this hasn't been talked about. And, you know, to be really honest, you're brave doing this, because I know for a fact that you've actually already copped some backlash, very unfairly.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, you are just talking openly and honestly. You are not telling people they shouldn't have children. What you are saying is you are okay if you don't have children. And there's a big difference. And I think people are jumping to conclusions at what your message is. And I just want to say that, you know, I think that, you know, for the people out there, exactly what you just said, the people that are really struggling because people are judging them, you know, there's pressure being put on them. I hope that they actually buy this fabulous book and they read it and they connect on your social media, because all yourself and your incredible tribe of women that you have around you now are going to be able to help them and hold their hand along the way. So well done to you.
Trace. Thank you.
Good on you.
And
Thanks,
has
Tanya.
been, you know, a bit of criticism and exactly that. I've always been very adamant that it's not about bashing mums. It's not about saying that you shouldn't have children or any of that. That is not the message. As you said, for me, it's all based around the C word, choice, and doing whatever is right for you. So if you choose to have kids, as I've got lots of friends with kids, great, love, whatever you want, great, awesome, as long as you're happy. If you don't want to have kids, great, whatever you want, as long as you're happy. And
absolutely.
I think that's all I'm trying to say. And if you are feeling a bit lonely and a bit, you know, struggling to understand it, then there's a tribe of people here
reach out,
who understand, who are there to support and help you through that. So
reach out. Yeah, most definitely. You don't have to do anything in life alone. There are people out there that are so willing to help and who will listen and who will guide you. And, you know, I know even myself, if it's something that's outside my topic, I will always then try and find somebody and direct them to that person who can actually help. So, you know, the world's full of amazing people. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, very true. Well, thank you very much, lovely lady, for coming on.
My pleasure. I even had to put makeup up for you on a Saturday.
I love it. And you look fabulous.
And my shirt.
As always. I know. I love it. I'm loving the gold branding, hon.
Thank you. It's pretty nice, isn't it? Loving it too.
Oh, it's lovely. I love the sparkle.
Sorry about the start. Sorry we had so much trouble, but thanks for inviting me on. I really had a great time.
It's all good, and I love your energy, and you know I love you to bits. And thank you for taking the time. It means a lot to me. And you have a fabulous rest of the weekend. And
I will.
And everyone that's been watching, thank you for tuning in and listening to Tracy's stories and being part of the conversation. And I'll see you all next time. See you guys. See you, Trace.
See you. Bye, doll. Thank you.
Bye.